Vous allez bien?
Is a fitting tribute not only to Sergio, the former High Commissioner for Human Rights and representative of the Secretary General in Iraq, it is also a tribute to those 21 others who were killed with him on that devastating day in August 2003, attack on United Nations headquarters in Iraq. Thank you, Secretary General. We will hear more about this wonderful work of art.
Dear friends and colleagues, this memorial is a small way. It's a gesture, for it can be nothing else, by which the United Nations can mourn with you in your loss, but also celebrate with you the lives of those to whom you were fortunate to be so close. Allow me a personal note. I am very honored to follow in Sergio's footsteps as High Commissioner for Human Rights. I had only met Sergio on very few occasions, but we have many friends in common. I think that he would have been very proud to see how the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights has developed in the past few years, how its reach has steadily extended outside of Geneva and New York, directly to those people most in need of our help. History, I'm sure, will show that the principles by which Sergio lived, in no small part, helped inspire the United Nations to move in that direction. Today is also an occasion to remember those who continue to work for the United Nations in missions all over the world. As we think of our colleagues in the field everywhere, increasingly exposed, we must have a special thought for the heroism shown, in particular, by national staff. In so many places in the world today, people's most basic human rights are grossly violated. As long as that continues, the work of our colleagues will remain unfinished. This memorial must serve not only as a tribute to their remarkable lives, it must also inspire us to complete the work in which they were engaged and in the course of which they lost their lives. There is no one better suited to pay homage to our colleagues than former Secretary General Kofi Annan, and we are very honored that he has agreed to preside over this event. We take comfort in his presence, as I'm sure he does in our friendship. I would now like to call on him to address you. Thank you very much.
It is fitting, too, that we should gather here in Geneva. I suspect Sergio would have called his UN home the field, as we all like to refer to it. He would have meant by the field Bangladesh, Cyprus, Mozambique, Lebanon, Cambodia, the Balkans, East Timor, and Iraq. Anywhere, in fact, where he had gone on behalf of the United Nations to serve the poor, the weak, and the voiceless. But Geneva also has a claim to that title, for it was from here that he went to many places around the world to serve, and it was here that he returned, even for the final time. And it is appropriate, too, that we are here today outside Palais Wilson, the site of Sergio's all too brief term as High Commissioner for Human Rights. Sergio admired the internationalism, even the idealism, with which President Wilson's foreign policy is credited. And throughout his career, whether in aiding refugees or in helping rebuild nations, or more directly as High Commissioner, human rights suffused all his labors. This memorial that we are unveiling here today is a tribute to all our 22 wonderful friends and colleagues, family members, and loved ones who were killed in Baghdad. It is a tribute to them, to those whose lives they touched the world over, to those who must continue without them, and to the work of all who serve the United Nations. While we are able to bask in their glory, it is our responsibility and our fate to live with the consequences of their tragedy. For me personally, the best way to do this would be to continue the work for the ideals for which they so strived. Above all, this is a tribute to an exceptional man, Sergio Vieira de Mello. Sergio was beloved and admired by many. He inspired and he led with energy, determination, and a wonderful sense of fun. But that did not hide his sharp intellect or diminish his sense of purpose, which was deeply rooted in the ideals of the United Nations. I hope that this memorial will serve to help ensure that many others, less fortunate, who did not know the man, will be inspired to learn of him and his work. The bust is remarkable, and I would like to pay tribute to the skill of Mr. Zura Sheritelli for creating Sergio's image from photographs alone. I'm not an artist, but I'm told it's extremely difficult to do it from photographs. But as you will all know, no artistic rendition could come close to capturing Sergio's electric charisma, his spontaneous smile, or infectious smile as some will describe it, his unfailing courtesy and generosity of spirit. I said at the time that there was only one Sergio, and I meant it. I am truly grateful to all those who brought this day to pass. Yours is a wonderful service to our fallen friends and to the work to which they were and we remain committed. Thank you.
In August 2003. It would not be overestimated to say that the news about that terrorist act
At the foot of the bus, and any other family members or friends who would like to follow Mattia Selim are welcome to do so if they wish.
Toi, tu quittes quand, Genève?
Le 7 août.
Merci. Merci.